We'll go behind the scenes at the Texas Tenors concert. We'll check out the Brighter Tomorrows golf tournament, and we'll visit the Omni Hotel Las Colinas in another edition of Staycation Irving. All this and more coming up About Town. Hello, everyone, and welcome to About Town. I'm Kathy Whiteman. Thanks so much for joining us today for news on the reopening plans for the Irving Archives and Museum. And Susan has a review of the new horror flick, Come Play. As always, we'd love for you to send us your feedback. Tell us about events going on around the community, interesting people we should profile, or stories you'd like to see on the show. You can email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. The Texas Tenors celebrate their 10th year of taking the world by storm with a visit to Irving. We caught up with them just before their rehearsal, and they gave us a behind-the-scenes look at their journey so far. In 2010, three Texas boys took a shot at dreaming big.
Changed their lives with the ultimate prize, $1 million and a headline show in Las Vegas. Classical music meets cattle ranchers. They are the Texas Tenors.
America's Got Talent was the start, and the Texas Tenors star kept on rising. They won new fans when they performed with the Irving Symphony in 2013, and even more when they returned in September 2020.
Welcome to the rehearsal.
Welcome. It's going to be tough to sing in these masks.
Yeah. And this is how it goes, see?
We were part of an invited audience for sound check.
Rehearsals, it takes time. So there may be some stopping and starting, and there may be some...
So here's a peek behind the curtain and our conversation with John Hagan, Marcus Collins, and J.C. Fisher, the Texas Tenors. The three of you guys have been friends for a long time. JC, it was your idea to actually start the group. Can we start there?
I can't remember that far back.
Okay,
you guys
I understand.
Remember? Yeah, you know, America's Got Talent was a big show. I think my wife and I started watching it in 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. And, you know, Marcus and I had been friends for years, and John and I had been friends, and we did construction together. And it was just kind of a fun idea. But you had the magic combination, truly, because you guys are all talented in your individual ways, but your voices together are so beautiful.
We definitely would not be this group if it weren't for our three very, very unique personalities and backgrounds. And you know, a lot of groups, they swap people in and out, I think, you know, and they're cast by producers or cast by a music label. But we were three friends that created this group from nothing and living the American dream, and America's Got Talent just catapulted us in front of America, in front of the world, and we just took off from there.
Play me some mountain music like Grandma and Grandpa used to play.
They toured non-stop for 10 years and were kicking off their 10th anniversary tour when COVID hit.
Finally now being back here, Irving, 3 concerts in one weekend, it is the perfect way to start our tour again.
Oh, well, I love hearing you say that. I love hearing you say that because I'm slightly biased. Irving has a huge place in my heart and always will. And you guys made such an impact when you were here, you know, before 7 years ago. I fully expect the same thing to happen, you know, the same kind of magic. So John, let me go to you. You guys do America's Got Talent 10 years ago, and you didn't win, but you exploded anyway. What in the world?
Well, the exposure you get from being on that show for, I don't know how many weeks we were on there, 9 weeks or something.
Yeah,
over a period of time of months, and it was at that time it was seen in 65 countries around the world, and it was maybe the biggest show on TV at that time.
Highest rated season for the show.
So you can't buy that kind of exposure, and so, but what can you do with it? We made, you know, we were lucky and we made some good moves and took advantage of it, and we knew we had to get out there and work our tails off to make something happen, because people forget about you pretty quickly if you don't take advantage. So yeah, we've just been pounding away at it.
I think it definitely an advantage is that we've all been in the business for a long time, and we brought those backgrounds with us. We knew that we had to hit the ground running. We knew we couldn't wait for things to happen. We had to make things happen.
Yeah.
And that's why we took that opportunity and we ran with it and created this.
Baby, I'm a dreamer.
for thinking we'll find a way.
Even in rehearsal, these consummate artists brought down the house. John, Marcus, JC, and I had a great visit, but we couldn't fit it all into this segment. Visit YouTube or ICTN.TV for the complete conversation and get the scoop on their upcoming projects. This is Kathy Whiteman reporting. Get updates on the Texas Tenors by joining their mailing list at texastenors.com. Up next for the Irving Symphony Orchestra, happy 250th birthday, Beethoven, on Saturday, October 24th at 7:30 p.m. Seating is limited, so call 972-252-ARTS for tickets or details on streaming. Fundraising during COVID is a daunting task, but Brighter Tomorrows proved they were more than up to the challenge with their Brighter Days Ahead golf tournament. Susan Stevens has more.
The terror that you go through being in a domestic violence relationship, I would sleep with 911 on my phone so that if something happened in the middle of the night, I could just, turn and hit that 911 and hopefully get, help from the police.
Melissa LeVake was in an abusive relationship for 10 years.
Over that 10-year period, he was an abusive, narcissistic person, and I didn't know what domestic violence was. So what abusers often do to their victims is they isolate them. They do everything to demolish their self-esteem. They place a lot of blame on the victim, and just really make your life quite miserable.
Thanks to a strong support system, Melissa got out of that relationship and is now happily married to her second husband.
It took counseling to help me figure out that it wasn't me, it was my abuser that was making my life so miserable, and I finally was able to take those positive steps forward and get divorced and get out of that relationship and just move forward.
But not everyone knows how to remove themselves from a dangerous environment. That's why Brighter Tomorrows is there to help those in need.
We're a domestic violence sexual assault agency. We have shelters and we have counseling and education, and we service victims of domestic violence and sexual assault.
In lieu of their biggest fundraiser, Chocolate and Chic, Brighter Tomorrows is hosting a golf tournament at the newly renovated Irving Golf Club.
Everybody wants to be outside. The weather's beautiful. It gives everybody an opportunity to support us and yet still be safe from the COVID pandemic.
The community was eager to play and serve.
First tournament and it's sold out. Thank you all very, very much.
For me to be here and give some support and encouragement to the staff of Brighter Tomorrows as they come out here and try to raise funds, and to encourage those that are here to contribute. The more we are able to show this to the world that this is a challenge, the more people understand it, the faster we'll be able to get to the bottom of it and break that cycle.
Among those helping to spread awareness is United States of America's Ms. Texas, Crystal White, who is a survivor of childhood domestic violence.
I just like to show other people that I'm not just a survivor, I'm a thriver, and they can be as well. I think that the form of abuse that a lot of people have is emotional abuse as well. So they may feel like they're somehow at fault in the situation, or they may not know that there's resources available for help. So educating people to what abuse really is, that they are a victim, and that there are people, and it's growing now. Resources are really growing as the need is growing. So I think more people are reaching out because they're aware that they can.
That growth continues with events like the golf tournament.
It brings the issue to the forefront of the community. When you have 32 teams of golfers out here, that's touching an awful lot of lives that may not know anything about domestic violence, and it starts to educate the community. And as the community is educated, then they support our efforts. We get funding, we get volunteers, we just get the community support, and that helps us be a stronger agency and serve more people.
Brighter Tomorrows encourages victims to reach out and break free of any toxic relationships so that your family and you are safe. For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
Learn how you can help at brightertomorrows.net. The Irving Archives and Museum is rapidly preparing to reopen its doors, and there's a lot of great news to share. Jen Landry joins me via Zoom with lots of news. So Jen, it's so great to see you.
Great to see you, Kathy.
I especially love this background. Would you give us a hint? Where are you?
I am in the permanent exhibit, The Irving Story, which looks at Irving's history and tells our story up through the present day. And I'm sitting in the suburban kitchen right now. So the era where Irving really starts to grow and expand, and we look at the evolution of the kitchen and how important that was in suburban architecture and development. And of course, you know, plastics and electricity and all the kind of really interesting changes that happen in our domestic life during that period.
I have to ask you, since you shared it with me, and I think that viewers would love to know it, there's a little Easter egg in this exhibit.
There is. So if I move my head, that is the kitchen window. And the designers surprised us with a picture of the Ruth Payne house. So we knew it was going to be a picture of an outdoor setting in a suburban development. But when they brought it in and installed it, we're like, we recognize that.
That is great. I love it. And I know that people can really look forward to that kind of thing happening in the exhibit. So people are really excited to get in there. But for viewers who aren't familiar, what else might they see when they come through?
So the Irving Story looks at Irving's development from the frontier settlement period up through present day and beyond. And so the first section is a frontier section and early founding of the town. That's where you'll find the railroad depot and a general store, and of course our original plot map from the first sale of lots in Irving. And then I'm in the suburban section, where we look at that massive period of development where we're a bedroom community to Dallas. But you know, really a very typical suburb for the 1950s and 60s. And then the third section is the international section, where we look at how Irving becomes a city of its own. So Texas Stadium, putting Irving onto the national stage. There's a cockpit with a pretty amazing flight simulation flying in and out of DFW Airport, and then Las Colinas, and just the diversity and changes that have happened in the city in the last 30 years.
Well, when can we anticipate seeing all of this? What do you think about the reopening? Do you have an idea yet?
We do. So we are easing into it because, you know, everything is a challenge in 2020, but we're going to have a preview week, October 28th, where we'll get some feedback from some invited guests on how the reservation process works and orientation, and then just the experience in the museum. And then everything going according to plan, November 4th, we will open on a group reservation basis. So you'll be able to go online and reserve a time. And some people maybe have heard of pandemic pods or have social bubbles. So self-determined groups, whether that's a family group, education pod, or a group of friends or couples that, you know, have agreed to follow certain safety standards and gather together so they have some socialization. We'll be able to provide them with an experience where they'll be the only group in the museum. And so they will know exactly who they're going to encounter and interact with. And then that also allows us as a staff to have a limited amount of engagement with the visitor as well. So we're trying to look at safety on both sides to make sure everyone feels comfortable and safe. We'll have 2 of those reservations a day, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. That'll give us time to clean between them.
That's wonderful, and it sounds like you guys have really paid some attention to how to keep your visitors and the staff safe. Now, before I let you go, the museum has recently received some wonderful recognition. Tell us about that.
We have received the Business Council for the Arts Obelisk Award for 2020 for small new initiatives for our India Ala Art project. So that was our collaboration we did with Think India. It's actually still up. We plan to try to leave that up through January so people can still see it, because, you know, we were only open for a month before we had to close. But that award recognition is for that community collaboration we did to bring American Indian culture to the museum, both through an exhibit and through programming. And we're really honored to receive that award. It's a prestigious honor, and it just was such a great affirmation of, you know, what we want this museum to be for the community, and that it's being recognized as being award winning.
That is wonderful and so well deserved. The exhibit and was such a great collaboration and wonderful to see it. I'm so glad that people will have an opportunity to see it again, or, you know, maybe for the first time. So
Yes.
Thanks so much for being here, Jen. Thanks for all of the great news. Folks, you can keep up with details on the museum reopening plans at irvingartscenter.com/museum-and-archives. Hope to see you there. The closer we get to Halloween, the scarier it gets. This week, Susan has a review of Come Play, a horror flick that might make you a little wary of picking up your smartphone. And stay tuned for previews of Holiday and Borat's subsequent movie film.
How's this communication been going? Poor guy still doesn't have any friends.
The answer is 8. How come Oliver still gets to use his phone in class? He's autistic, dude. I just want to be your friend.
Electronics are not to be trusted in the new horror, Come Play.
Something in-house.
There's nobody but your mom and your dad.
Halloween is just around the corner, and that means it's time to get in the spirit with some great scary movies. Unfortunately, Come Play may not be one of them. The movie is based off the terrifying 2017 short film Larry. In this full-length feature, we follow Oliver, a young boy who feels isolated from everyone. He seeks comfort in his cell phone and tablet, and it is there that he mysteriously comes across Larry, a disturbing creature who wants to be his friend.
Hey! What's this? This is Larry. He isn't from the world you know. Larry just wants a friend. Maybe we should stop reading. Will you be Larry's friend?
Once Oliver's parents discover the truth, they do everything in their power to save their son. It's an intriguing story, and the trailer showed promise. But sadly, the preview was scarier than this movie. Come Play goes from creepy to cheesy real quick. You do feel sorry for Oliver, but it becomes more about his well-being and his relationship with his mom, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but maybe they should have just gone full drama instead of trying to be a horror flick. We never even learn where Larry came from and why he needs a friend. The backstory of a villain is just as important as the protagonist. Not all is lost here, as there are fine performances by Aji Robertson, Gillian Jacobs, and John Gallagher Jr. And writer-director Jacob Chase does manage a few scares. However, Come Play feels more like a family Halloween special. If you want to see a good horror, I suggest you YouTube the 5-minute short film. Come Play is rated PG-13 for language and disturbing images. The film opens in theaters October 30th. Now there are some not-so-scary movies you can treat yourself to this month, starting with the adorable new romantic comedy, Holiday. Emma Roberts and Luke Bracey star as two singles not looking for love and pledge to be each other's platonic plus ones during every holiday. The movie will be available on Netflix October 28th, and here's a preview of the film.
Here for Q3, and I'm sorry, can I call you back? Mom, I'm working.
That's what you wear to work? I want you to meet someone. This is a doctor, and he's single. She's much prettier with makeup.
I'm wearing makeup.
I am done casually dating on the holidays. There's way too much pressure. It's ridiculous.
Try being the only single person left in your family.
Rodney said you didn't call him.
You didn't call Rodney?
Why didn't you call Rodney?
Why didn't you call Rodney?
Because I already have a boyfriend.
Isn't he great?
He's my holiday.
What?
I date solely for the holiday. No commitment.
That's what I need for New Year's Eve. We can be each other's holiday.
Come on, friends with benefits never works.
So let's make it official. Non-sexual holidays from now on. This is great. We avoid this stupid pressure and all the judgment.
Happy Easter, my little bunnies.
I want you to find someone who has real potential. Not this holiday crap like your aunt.
She seems like she's having fun.
She's gonna die alone in a wheelchair and a diaper.
Do we have the finger?
Holiday rule number 3, leave no holiday behind.
No hands touched.
And finally, a sequel to the film that had me crying laughing. The highly anticipated comedy Borat subsequent movie film is available on Amazon Prime October 23rd. Be prepared for shock and lots of crude humor as I leave you with a short preview. For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
What is the problem, officer?
Got somebody that's strapped to the top of your car. You need to sit in that passenger seat, boss.
Only men and bears are allowed inside car. I'm here to give my daughter as a gift to someone close to the throne. I need dress with real sexy peels.
This is a bag that just goes over the dress.
Very nice.
I really like this.
Let us present Sandra Jessica Parker Drummond.
Come Play opens October 30th at AMC Irving Mall. Look for Holiday on Netflix on October 28th and Borat subsequent movie film on Friday, October 23rd. We visit the newly renovated Omni Hotel Las Colinas in our next edition of Staycation Irving. If you're ready for some pampering and beautiful views, this just might be the ticket.
Wake up to a waterfront view of Lake Carolyn during a stay in one of the Omni Las Colinas Hotel's guest rooms.
We have 421 guest rooms, all with sweeping views of the city of Dallas or Lake Carolyn. Obviously, the Lake Carolyn views are extremely popular. Our standard guest rooms are special because they are bigger square footage. And in addition to that, we have 98 suites, which is not something that's standard nowadays. Those are on the corner of the building, all facing out. They all have great views. They have a small balcony area where you can look out and enjoy, take some fabulous pictures of Lake Carolyn and the city of Dallas. We still have a fabulous king bed and a beautiful marble bathroom for you to enjoy during your stay.
Previously known as the Omni Mandalay, the hotel has recently gone through some renovations, including changing its name to honor the community.
We're proud to be in the city of Irving and Las Colinas specifically, and a lot of our different areas that we've enhanced pay homage to Las Colinas. So we just felt that it was the right time to simply be known as the Omni Las Colinas moving forward.
Along with a new name comes a new lobby.
This used to be a green space, an atrium, if you will, and we really wanted to make sure that it stayed that center welcoming focal point of the hotel. So this is LRH, Little Ranch on the Hills is what it kind of translates to. It is our bar and restaurant, so we're serving lunch and dinner here.
New dining options.
Over the counter is new to our brand, kind of a gourmet market style retail store. We've already had great success with it from a guest feedback standpoint. It's a quick grab and go. Flossie's is our restaurant downstairs, paying homage to Las Colinas. Flossie's is the name of Ben Carpenter's mother, so we know that is rich in history, and we wanted to kind of focus on that. Flossie's menu has a full range of offerings, starting with your staples like avocado toast, going into our brunch menu featuring Fruity Pebbles pancakes, which is a great staple for adults and children.
And a new resort-style pool.
We're blessed to be right off of Lake Carolyn, so that view in itself, you kind of feel like you're in this little bubble of a resort, and we've definitely curated a resort-style pool. So we have Chase lounge chairs, we have beautiful cabanas that are available for rent, seating areas, fire pits. We've done movie nights out there for the kids. We put some long games out there. So we have Connect 4, we have cornhole, we have ping pong.
By the pool, you'll find the Lake House Waterfront Lounge and a 24-hour elite fitness center.
That was also part of the renovation. We took very special care to ensure that it had all of the machines that everyone needs these days, including 2 Peloton bikes, which have been extremely popular.
The Omni Las Colinas is also a hot spot for many weddings.
Our first event coming out of quarantine was a wedding, and we all banded together. It was a wedding of 75, but the team here all banded together to help support that and execute that event.
The hotel ensures the safety of guests during any event or nightly stay.
We do temperature checks when all of our associates come in for the day. They are noted with an I'm cool sticker, as you can see here, and then some various items that we've adjusted, either removing them from the rooms or bagging them to ensure that they are safety sanitized after every single guest. It's about ensuring that our guests feel comfortable and understand that we are taking whatever needs necessary to make sure that they are safe during their time with us.
Those interested in staying at the hotel can find a number of specials and packages online.
One of our popular packages right now is Life at the Lake House. We want you to come out and enjoy the amenities that we have. For the public, we still want you to come out and enjoy any day of the week. The community is welcome in our bar, in our restaurant, out at the bar at the pool. If you would like to enjoy the actual pool area, we do have Resort Pass available, and that allows you to come and enjoy it for the day. And then you have access to the bar and to all of the lawn games as well.
It's a staycation destination that offers affordable deals, luxury accommodations, and first-rate customer service.
What I hear as the general manager is, so-and-so always takes care of me. This person always takes care of me. I look forward to seeing, Jamie at the bar, or Bruce in banquets. They know their names, and I think that just speaks to the personal relationships that we've developed over the years, and I think our team here is constant in ensuring that customer service experience is our priority.
The Omni Las Colinas Hotel strives to make your visit a serene, relaxing, and fun escape.
It may only be 15 minutes from your house, but you'll feel like you are going out to a resort in the middle of the country. So we feel strongly that we're able to offer a great experience from a staycation standpoint.
For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
The Omni Hotel Las Colinas is located at 221 Las Colinas Boulevard East. Learn about their staycation packages and other specials at omnihotels.com. Soñadora, a new exhibit at the Irving Art Center, features the fanciful, colorful work of Yuji Morales. This multi-talented artist, author, and illustrator tells stories with her pictures and paints images with her words. Here's a look and a list of ways for you to brighten your days about town. And here are some other exciting things to do happening about town. Get ready for some spooky family fun at Erie Irving Park. The fun starts at 4 p.m. on Saturday, October 24th at Trinity View Park. Visit irvingevents.org for more details. Learn about art with the Irving Art Center's Lunch and Learn series. The next class is Tuesday, October 27th at noon. Reserve your place at 972-252-ARTS. Is your teen ready for some life skills? The Irving Public Library is here to help with the Adulting 101 series. The next class provides guidance on resume writing for teens. Register for the Zoom class at your favorite Irving Public Library social media site. S&F Athletes presents Following, a drive-through community food giveaway and trunk or treat event. It's Saturday, October 31st from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Study USA, 801 West Irving Boulevard. Learn more at beablessingchallenge.org. And that wraps up this edition of About Town. Thanks for joining us. Please be sure to tune in next time for our visit to the Day of the Dead celebration at the Toyota Music Factory, a look at the 20th anniversary Art Connection member show, and we'll discover another great Irving eatery, Whiskey Cake. Please keep practicing physical distancing and other important safety measures as we continue to support each other through this health challenge. We'll leave you tonight with another look at the Texas Tenors in Carpenter Hall. I'm Kathy Whiteman. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.